What is up, guys, and welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show right here on the Hardcore Sports Network. I'm here with my guys, Football Talk with Bo, James, Big C, and Nikki C's. How's everyone doing?
What
Doing
is
good.
up? What is up? Happy to be here. We got the whole crew rocking. We're going to have ourselves a good morning.
Yep, and as it's a tie game right now in the Vikings and Browns, that touchdown from Cam Akers to Josh Oliver, that's crazy. It's crazy.
I like it.
It's perfect.
Bring out the trick plays. I'm on it.
Right? All right, let's just get this started. And as you guys saw in the group chat, I don't know if you guys saw it, I have a pretty good question. I was asking people all week about this. They were having a tough answer. So I saw Peyton Manning and Tom Brady do this. So I'm like, let's give it a shot. So your Mount Rushmore of wide receivers, but the fourth spot has to be a tight end. So everyone's going to give their Mount Rushmore, and at the very end, I'm going to give you guys what Brady and Manning had for theirs.
Wow,
And
no prep for that, huh? Okay, that's a tough one.
I know, right?
I honestly, when I was asking people, they were still thinking about it. I was getting texts yesterday, but like, Mitch, I'm still thinking about that question, and it's been like a day. I'm like, it's very, very tough. Couple of my guys yesterday on the live, huh? Oh, I thought someone said something.
Again?
Mount Rushmore wide receivers, but the fourth spot has to be a tight end. So I saw Tom Brady and Peyton Manning do this. Let's give it a shot. And as Cleveland Browns get the first down. Wait. Yeah, that is the first down. Okay. If you guys want, I'll just give you mine so you guys have more time to think.
A little time.
Right, go.
Yeah, I'll give you mine. So, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, and for my tight end, I was going back and forth with this for like a couple minutes now. I'm going to go with Tony Gonzalez as my tight end.
That's funny because that is literally the four names I was writing down.
All right.
Weirdly enough, actually in that order.
Right. Right. A lot of people have that. So, whoever wants. Oh, flag. Brown score, but there's a flag. Yeah.
We'll see.
I really want the Browns to win this one. It'll be hilarious. If anyone's got it, go for it. I already know both. So it's just like, I already know that one. All right. Anyone got theirs? Nikki?
Yep. I got the two you started with being Jerry Rice
and Randy Moss. Okay.
I'm going to go Larry Fitzgerald.
Okay.
And then for tight end, I'm going to go Gronk.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. James?
I'm struggling with my third wide receiver, to be honest with you. I think for me, Jerry Rice and Randy Moss, that's easy. Like they're two right on there. And Gonzalez was also the one that immediately came to mind for me as far as the guy who should be their top tight end in history. But I'm trying to think on guys. I'm not as big on Terrell Owens as some folks are. And honestly, Fitzgerald came to mind too.
We're going to have a lot of similarities. That's all I'm going to say.
You could throw Calvin Johnson in there for sure.
I was thinking about him too, even though his career was shorter. He was just so dominant, you know?
Exactly.
A lot of, yeah.
I really wanted to throw the homer pick in that third spot of Steve Largent because he's the one that set all the records to start with.
Yeah.
He was like your team's first superstar in franchise history.
He was our first Hall of Famer.
Oh, really? I never knew that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of interesting.
Did Cortez Kennedy ever get in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay. He was when I was growing up.
Yeah, we only have 5 jerseys retired here because we don't really do that. And one of them is the 12, right? So we only have 4 players that actually have retired jerseys here. Largent is one. So he was the first.
Sean Alexander, one of them?
No.
Really? Oh,
Oh, it's so it's Largent, it's Kennedy,
Ooh, good one.
let's see, Kenny Easley, and super dominant safety, if you're not familiar. And then I forget who the fourth one is offhand.
Bosworth?
Yes. I think that one's retired in a different way.
all right. Big C, you got yours?
I'm torn. Like I like Terrell Owens, and he was a great player.
Yeah.
Obviously, Randy Moss and Jerry Rice, first two.
Yeah.
I always love Chris Carter. Marvin Harrison.
He played well for the Eagles.
Marvin Harrison's another name. But I don't know if you can put them past Terrell Owens. So I'm probably gonna put Terrell Owens in that spot, and then I'm gonna go with Shannon Sharp.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So let me give you guys Tom Brady's and Peyton Manning. So for Tom Brady, he also had Jerry Rice, Randy Moss. He had Fitzgerald, and then he had Gronk. So those were his. For Peyton Manning, Jerry Rice, Marvin Harrison, Raymond Berry, and Tony Gonzalez.
Okay.
Okay. I wouldn't have pulled Barry out of the archives, but hey.
Right, man. Shady. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. All right. Is this a Hall of Fame? What we do? It was just the Mount Rushmore that I saw Peyton Manning and Tom Brady do. So we tried it. It was actually kind of a good, difficult one to do. So.
Well, especially with no prep, where you're just like, bam,
Yeah.
off the top of your head.
Yeah. But a lot of my friends would keep on telling me Megatron. Just like out of the blue. It was just like Megatron. It's got to be there. And I'm like, what's good, AK? The thing with Megatron is that how many years was he in the league? That's the only thing for me.
That's
7
the
or 8.
problem, is his career was short. But otherwise, I mean, when you think about his dominance while he was in the league, though, like second to none. I mean, he was absolutely that guy where you're just like, throw it up because you know he's down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and coincidentally,
Well, if
he's
you're
one
gonna
of
go
the
guys
Barry
with short
Sanders of
careers, you
wide
got to throw
receivers.
Antonio Brown in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's terrible because obviously his on the field stuff was unreal, and his off the field stuff was also unreal. So,
Dude.
Yeah.
Talk
The thing I
about-
would put as far as Calvin over Antonio Brown, even being a Steelers fan, is that Calvin never had those like oddball years at the end of his career. When he retired, he was still dominant. AB had a couple of years at the end there where he was bouncing around from the Raiders to the Patriots to Tampa Bay and putting up.
Raiders even count.
Yeah, what
that
was
be a
there for like 3 or
lesson.
4
Don't
days?
Let your success go to your head and think you're bigger than you really are, because that's unfortunately what AB did, and we know what happened as a result.
Yeah. If he would have kept up with that pace, then we'd be talking about him more here, and I would be probably trying to make an argument for him. But
Yeah, if he had like a full length career where he wasn't an absolute nut job, no question.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was on pace to potentially surpass Jerry Rice and easily be on the Mount Rushmore, but he let his ego get in the way. And
I think he had 4 or 5 years straight where he was the most like productive wide receiver in NFL history.
yeah, it was like 5 years. It was an incredible stretch he had, man.
No, exactly. I mean, realistically, if he could have just been a normal human in every other facet of his life, we'd be talking about him as potentially one of the best receivers to ever play the game.
Yeah.
What is he doing now? Is he like?
Trying not to go to jail, I think.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
Yeah.
running from the law.
Mhm.
That
it's
too.
sad. It is, because here's a guy who could have easily had it all, and he blew it all away. I mean,
It is
He's
what it
done
is.
more than you'd think you should in the NFL, though. right? Like you see a lot of those guys, they finally get their bag and then their minds just melt.
Yeah, I
I think his
remember that
mind
was,
melted after that Vontae is perfect hit.
yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
That's where his mind melted.
Yeah,
Yeah, that may
Removed
have
his
been
soul
it.
from his body.
yeah,
He was a different person after that hit. Like for real.
100%.
Like, he was a
100%.
different person.
CTE is a real thing.
Yeah, he absolutely was never the same person after that.
Nah. And same thing with wrestlers too, with the CTEs. You hear that all the time, and it's just like that's something you can't mess with. You can't mess with shit like that. So,
Mhm.
all right. So I just gotta ask here. We're going to the news and rumors. Do you think the Colts are gonna open to trade Richardson now with Daniel Jones or Indiana Jones rather? I love that name. I love that name. Are they going to be open to trade him? Because apparently Richardson is. So whoever wants to take it, take it.
So sure, I'll jump in on that. Yeah, so probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they came out with their press conferences before the season started saying basically that the relationship is fractured with the Colts, right? Obviously not a direct quote, just paraphrasing here, but
Yeah.
the basically they gave him things to work on. He worked on them. He actually performed well in the things they wanted him to work on. They're like, yeah, you're still not our guy. And so from that point on, his agent came out and was like, yeah, obviously we're not happy. We did all the things they asked us to do. We still don't have the starting spot. Now, obviously, Daniel Jones has outperformed anything we all thought he would do and deserved to be in that spot, right? Like he's come in, he's won games, like he's looked great, which is weird to say coming out of my mouth. But so yeah, you would think that they would be open to trading him because there's going to be trade value for him, not what they gave up, to go get him. And he was never worth a 4th overall pick. But does somebody give him a 3rd with an escalator or something? Sure. Especially if you think about the teams that are losing quarterbacks already, right? There's already injuries. A team like the Bengals might take a flyer on a guy like that. I don't think it'd be a good fit, although having an athletic guy behind the no offensive line that they have might not be terrible. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, yeah, I think if somebody were to give the right package, they'd trade him.
James?
I think they just got to be realistic about this. It's not like you're going to bench Daniel Jones with the way he's playing. So how do you incorporate him into the offense? There's no path right now. So how is he going to get any development? How is he going to turn into a better quarterback than what we've seen already if he never even sees the field? So realistically, should they move on him? Yeah, I think they really should. But I don't think they're going to get much in trade value because his tape from what he's shown in the NFL so far is pretty bad. I mean, the athletic upside is through the roof. So absolutely, there will probably be a good 4 or 5 teams that would love to bring him on the roster and see if they can develop him. If your starting quarterback is an athletic dude, why not give it a shot? I mean, it would make sense for somebody like Baltimore to try to stash him and see if they could develop him as a good quality backup. He's a very similar style quarterback to Lamar Jackson. So anybody that's got that kind of thing going on, it would probably make sense to try to bring him in as a backup. If you get real creative and try to use him in other roles, man, the dude's athleticism is through the roof. You might be able to get him on the field in some gadget stuff if he's even open to doing that. But these guys in this situation, they want to stay a quarterback. They don't want to become a gadget guy. They don't want to move the tight end or running back or whatever. And it's a shame sometimes because sometimes it's just not going to work for him at quarterback. And when it's too early in his career to say he's never going to be a good quarterback. But for me, I look back at Tim Tebow and think, man, if he would have made the transition to tight end 10 years earlier instead of waiting until he was 35, he might have been a Pro Bowl tight end. And it was just kind of too late at that point. So hopefully somebody can make something out of it. But I feel like, yeah, they're on borrowed time there. And if things start getting ugly, they're going to get no better than a 5th or 6th rounder for him.
Yeah, I think the worry for a guy like him is that he turns into Taysom Hill, right? Where he's not any of the guys, right? Like he is solely the gadget guy.
I forgot about Taysom Hill. I really forgot about him. I was like, God damn, that's a name.
Yeah, well, see, that's the problem is you forget about him because he wanted to be a quarterback. They kind of made him a tight end gadgety guy, and he only gets in weird situations, even though he has immense talent. But, you know, yeah, he just – and that's why his contract with the Saints was so weird. Right on paper, you're like,
Yep.
oh, yeah. It was like 150 million or something like that. And then when you look at the actual contract, you're like, dude, you're going to get $20 million. like on paper, that looked amazing until you look at what you're actually going to get, because you're never going to get the reps to hit all of these bonuses. And you're just like, okay, so you signed a $20 million deal. Like, cool, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Nikki?
I mean, as far as Anthony Richardson goes, the biggest thing with him is once he pulled himself out of the game last year for being too tired when he didn't run, that was like the big red flag of, wait a minute, this guy may not be disciplined and have the conditioning to be an NFL quarterback. And then the Colts started considering other options. And eventually, I mean, Daniel Jones was there. They really weren't in a position to draft a guy, but hey, they tried with Daniel Jones. They said, okay, maybe he has a shot. And turns out, so far, they were right. Now, for Anthony Richardson, I mean, there's always the opportunity quarterbacks could redeem themselves somewhere else. It's always happened, but we've seen it more in recent years, like with Sam Darnold as one example. We saw, obviously, Baker Mayfield. So we've seen it happen, and we know it can. But with Anthony Richardson, it's kind of hard because he doesn't look like he's fully dedicated to keeping himself in football shape. Even a guy like a Bryce Young, on theory, has more of a chance in a better system to redeem himself, because at least with him, he's at least trying to step on the field. It's not really producing, but there's always that kind of in the back of my mind. Wait a minute, we've seen Mac Jones so far do pretty good with the Niners. We've seen Darnold, Baker, even Geno at first in Seattle kind of redeem themselves. It's possible even a guy like Bryce Young, maybe in a different situation a few years from now, could turn his career around. But with Anthony Richardson, I mean, technically he still could. There's always that possibility, but it doesn't seem likely based off what we've seen.
Yeah. Big C, what about you?
Or Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I think that they'd be willing to trade Anthony Richardson. You know, Daniel Jones is only 28 years old, so he's still young enough that he can have a extended career with the Indianapolis Colts. Anthony Richardson was drafted basically based on his athleticism, and he was this great athlete that, you know, they could envision him being Lamar Jackson. He's not the thrower of the football that those players are. I don't think that there's going to be a huge market for him. They'd be lucky to get a 5th, 6th round pick for Anthony Richardson at this point, because you can go and get a rookie out the draft in the 3rd round that's a crazy athlete that needs to be worked on. Why would you continue to waste your time on somebody you've seen who has issues with maturity, who is not a hard worker from what I'm taking from it? You know what I mean? To be honest, he'd be lucky to have the career that Taysom Hill has.
Yeah.
At this point.
So there are teams out there that still need a quarterback, obviously, like the Saints, the Bengals, obviously.
Yeah, but is he a quarterback? I mean, like, he's got a, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's an athlete. He's an athlete, but is he a quarterback?
Well, and that was the worst thing about him getting picked 4th overall, right? Is, you know, when you were watching him in college and then going into the draft, you're like, oh yeah, he's a 3rd round at best guy, right? You're like, insane athlete, needs a lot of work, really rough, can't hit, any of that mid-range stuff. And then his pro day comes around, he launches an 80-yard bomb, and the Colts are like, that's our guy. And it's like, he threw an 80-yard bomb with no defense to guys he choreographs with on a pro day. You better look good. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know why we're ignoring all the tape that he put out. So when he got drafted 4th overall, you're just like, yeah, that's a reach, right? And then they were mad that he showed all the same things that we watched in college. So yeah, it's weird that that's what they did. And then they didn't spend any time to develop him, right? They put him in, they pull him out, they put him in, they pull him out. You're just like, okay, you guys aren't even trying to make this guy better.
And I guess that's what it's all about.
Yes, exactly. They do the hokey
Adam.
pokey. And they
Turn yourself around.
I had
That's
to.
what it's all about.
But what is your value though? What do you think people will be willing to give up for him? Like
at best
to
a
get
third. At best
that's
a
the third.
I think that's way too high.
No,
I was
I
gonna-
agree. That's why I say at best.
I think
I was
like
gonna
at,
say
at
fourth.
best a fifth.
Maybe.
I was gonna say fourth. I
Yeah.
love how we just went from like third, fourth, and fifth, just like in that range.
I'm in that 5th, 6th too, and I think a big part of this is you're taking on that contract too if you trade for him.
Yeah.
So this is a highly paid now backup
Yeah, true.
developmental quarterback
True.
where you could have a starter at that wage. I don't know what he's making, but it's probably at least $5 or $6 million a year.
Yeah, I suppose
He'll get released in a couple of years. You know what I mean?
That's
He'll
still better
be
than most
available.
of us.
So
I
Anthony
suppose at that
Richardson
point-
is he's got a full year, fully guaranteed rookie contract.
Yeah.
What, 34 mil.
Oh, there you go.
So it's worse than I thought.
I think at that point, you're probably right.
Yeah.
You probably do go for like a 5th, and then it has an escalator if he ends up being okay to like a 3rd or something, which might be the way they would do it.
Yeah.
But so probably with that price tag, a 5th or a 6th.
I'm surprised no one said 7th.
Well, he might as
What
well
does
just
that
wait for him to
mean?
get released for a 7th.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just crazy. Hopefully, Indiana Jones is going to be good there for a long period of time because I don't want to see the Colts go through this again. Hopefully they found their guy. So hopefully that comes into play. So next up, Big C, we got to talk about him, man. The Tyreek Hill injury. Is Waddle going to go off today? So we're going to start with Bo and go around again. So I want Big C to go last for this.
Is Waddle going to go? Like, he's going to have to.
I mean, you never know.
If they want to win some games, obviously Tyreek's done for this year and potentially some of next.
I think they might actually let him go after this season. I think they might just,
That's
be
probably
like,
why he looked so happy. He talked to this whole offseason about trying to get out of there, and he's like, yes, I'm hurt. Like, get me out of here, right? No, it's
damn.
but no, I mean, they're going to need Waddle to step up huge, right? I mean,
Yep.
He is their guy now, and if they're going to try and make any noise, they're gonna need him to be that guy.
Mm-hmm. James?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't go off. I'd be feeding it to him nonstop. The dude's plenty talented. It sucks what happened to Hill, but maybe you got to worry about what is he even going to be when he comes back from the injury. Obviously, this season's done. It sounds like it's severe enough that next season's probably going to be in jeopardy of him being able to come back for next season. And when it's that severe of an injury, and he's in his 30s now, isn't he? Isn't he like 30 or 31 or something?
Yep.
So are you ever going to get even remotely close to the speed that you relied on so much? That was such a huge attribute to him in his game. I would assume that when he does finally come back healthy, he's not going to be anywhere near as fast. He'll still be fast, but he isn't going to be Tyreek Hill fast. I'd put money on Waddle going off and probably having a very good season the rest of the way because he's the man. They got to build that offense around him now.
Nikki?
I mean, for Tyreek Hill, I mean, this is probably this could be the beginning of the end of his career, but knowing what an amazing athlete he is, there's still a chance maybe he comes back with another team and still has another decent year or two. But you're talking maybe at best another decent year or two when he returns, but probably somewhere else. Now, as far as Miami goes, this is sadly going to be the end of the Tyreek Hill saga. I think first you had the locker room drama, and that pretty much equated to 2 strikes. No, strike 1, strike 2. He's in his 30s. He's getting toward the twilight years of his career. Now, strike 3, a major injury. This is just best for both sides to move on, because Hill obviously wasn't the happiest player in the world, and the Dolphins, they've dealt a lot of drama with them. So it's just best for both sides to move on. Kind of like with Randy Moss with Oakland, not necessarily as bad, but it's kind of similar that it was best for both sides to part ways. So I think, sadly, an injury will be the final straw for him in Miami, but it's probably just best for both sides to just move on. Let the Dolphins move on with Waddle and let the rebuild start. And for Tyreek Hill, move on, maybe a return to Kansas City with Mahomes, maybe another team out there. But we still got to wait and see how long he takes to recover from the injury, who needs a receiver, etc. So that's still in doubt. Or maybe he does retire. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
He has too many kids for that.
Yeah. All that child support.
All right, Big C. Go for it.
Dwight Howard was playing basketball for so long, that child support money. But that,
to me, Jalen Waddle's not a number 1 receiver. It was a reach when we drafted him. Jalen Waddle's going to face teams' number 1 corners. Now they're going to be able to focus on him, whereas the defense was always focusing on Tyreek Hill. I think Waddle will put up numbers because of the pure volume that he'll see, but he's not a game-wrecking, game-breaking receiver. He's not a true number 1 receiver like a Jamar Chase, like a Tyreek Hill, like a Justin Jefferson. He's just not that type of player. And it makes me sick because we could have had Jamar Chase in that draft if we weren't traded with Philly and doing this and doing that. And you know what I mean? Our general manager's just constantly doing this, that, and the third, making extra moves that instead of just taking the player that you should take. We should have took Jamar Chase. Why trade with Philly? Why do this? Why do that? You know what I mean? Makes no sense. As far as Tyreek Hill, I was devastated. He's my favorite player on the Dolphins. He is an incredible player. Every time he gets the ball in his hands, you felt like he could score. Straight exciting, super exciting player to watch. People get it misconstrued. Tyreek Hill was not unhappy in Miami. Did he have a bad moment where he was frustrated? Yes. Would he rather play with the Kansas City Chiefs than Patrick Mahomes? Yes. But does that mean he wants out of Miami? No. He didn't want out of Miami. I mean, if given the opportunity to go play with Kansas City, yes, he would have took it. But if you're just offering up a bunch of, I think he says no to 30 other teams. You know what I mean? Maybe there's 1 or 2 situations. Yeah, I'd rather play there. What player is not going to say that? You know what I mean? Most players would say, yeah, that situation looks a little bit better. Maybe I think he was jealous of the success that Kansas City was having. You know what I mean? He almost regretted taking that extra money to missing out on Super Bowls and what could have been, because Tyreek Hill is a worker. Tyreek Hill he does want to be great. You know what I mean? And I think Tyreek Hill will return. I think this is a huge injury, right? It's a devastating injury that most people would struggle to come back from. Do I think he's going to be the top 5 receiver when he returns? No, but I think he will still be a very good receiver, and somehow he will make it work because he refuses to fail. He will put in the work necessary, and he will get back. And I think he'll have like it was said, maybe 1 or 2 years. I think that's all he really had left anyway. You know what I mean? I think that's all he was looking to play anyway. and Miami's not going to bring him back on their current contract. I think he would be paid $54 million for next year. They're obviously not going to bring him back at that number, but I wouldn't be surprised if Miami works out some kind of deal with Tyreek Hill, because Tyreek Hill is a leader on that team. He is he brings up morale on that team. You know what I mean? He's players look to him. He's like I said, you know what I mean? So I think Tyreek Hill will be back. Jalen Waddle's not a number one, so he'll put up numbers just because Tyreek's who else are going to throw it to as far as wide receivers. But yeah.
So he took money over rings, thinking he got a ring with Miami, which is a poor business decision. And Big C, do you think it's time to give Tua's walking papers?
I mean, Tua's not the answer at quarterback. No, he's not. You know, we can't rely on him to stay healthy. There's too many. I've been a Tua supporter. I'm not one of the people that are in love with Tua, but I don't hate Tua. I think, you know, for a lot of years, I said that we could win with Tua, but too much inconsistency in times that there's no excuse for it. You know what I mean? There's no excuse for the blunders he has at crucial moments. And I can't continue to make excuses for him. So it's not just injuries for me anymore. It's his lack of play when we need him the most.
We're giving Tua to week 9. I don't know about that, but have to wait and see on that. But
So are you saying week 9 because he gets injured, or you think they're going to throw Ewers or Wilson out there? Because if that's the case, then Tua's going to play all year.
Oh, Tua's playing all year without a doubt. He gives the Miami Dolphins the best chance to win.
Exactly.
I mean, he might have to play him all next year too, just because they were foolish and gave him his contract instead of waiting for the 5th-year option. You know what I mean? We gave him his money instead of letting him play that 5th year out. It wasn't a 5th-year option, but we let him play you know what I mean?
Yeah.
4
You could've
years,
let him play another
$212
year.
million contract extension.
Yep.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's the going rate.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, 55
Because
is
the market is the market. That's what he said. The market is the market. That shit is such bullshit. Like, when did that start becoming a thing? Like, if I was a general manager of a football team and I had my quarterback come in and say the market is the market, I'd be like, are you better than Pat Mahomes? Are you better than this? I'd have a list of players and say, are you better than them? Well, don't ask me for more money than what they make.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, like, how are we going to compete with Kansas City when you're making as much money as Patrick Mahomes? Because Patrick Mahomes needs less talent around him to win. You need more talent around you to win. So we can't match salaries with Patrick Mahomes. You're getting paid more money than Patrick Mahomes, more money than Josh Allen, more money, you know what I mean, than Lamar Jackson. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Some of that is because those guys signed a couple years prior, right? And when you're I'm with you, because I don't think he's worth the 55 or 54 that he's making. But then when you look at the guys that are making that, right? It's him, it's Trevor Lawrence, it's Jordan Love, it's Goff.
Purdy.
Purdy, but at least Goff out of that mix, you're just like, okay, you know what, dude's been balling out. But when you think of Love, he got his after 7 good games, right? Like, that's wild. Lawrence, he hasn't really shown us anything yet.
Nothing.
I mean, so you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, 55 is just like the basement of quarterback contracts now. Other than that, you're looking at like a tier down where their first stop didn't work. So you're looking at the Sam Darnolds and the Geno Smiths and Baker Mayfields that are in that, $100 million 3-year, $35 to $45 million range. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think that the base pay for a borderline franchise guy is $55 million now.
Think about how sick San Francisco is right now. They just gave Brock Purdy all that money, and you getting the same production, if not better, from Mac Jones off the bench for $6 million a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
McCorkle of all people. I got a question for you, Big C. What would you have paid him? What do you think the Dolphins should have paid Tua? Should it have been in that 35 to 40 range with Baker and Geno and those guys?
Yeah, I think right under Baker, whatever Baker's making 45, I think right around there. I think he's better than Geno.
Yeah.
I think Tua's better than Geno. I don't think he's as good as Baker. So I mean,
Baker has a
there.
3-year contract worth
his is-
$100 million.
Yeah, his
so
is
he's like
35.
33.
Oh, I thought he was making. Yeah, I mean, I'd be all right with 40 million. You know what I mean? 40 millions are like Tua can win. Get him an offensive line, get him a running game. He's at his most dangerous when they can get the play action pass going. They refuse to give him an offensive line and so we're able to run the ball. So, you know, yeah, we have Tyreek Hill, we have Jalen Waddle, we got Jonnu Smith, we got Darren Waller, we got those type of players, but we do not give him an offensive line so we can run the ball, so he can be most effective in play action. So we're not doing him any favors. You know what I mean? We're not doing him any favors, but at the same time, he has physical, not disabilities, but limitations. You know, he's out there saying that he can't do the things that Josh Allen can do. You know what I mean? Like he's admitting he can't do what Josh Allen can do. So why do you get to make what Josh Allen makes?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you.
Well, and I mean, some of those, like Pat Mahomes is a great example of he's not trying to be the highest paid guy out there, though, right? Like he's out there doing the Tom Brady path where he's like, yeah, I'll take some discounts, I'll extend this out and get me guys, right? Surround me with players because rings get me paid forever. And, you know, so he's kind of taking that different path where these other guys are like, yeah, no, I'm trying to get the bag. And, you know, every time you see a team that their quarterback is making more than 14% of their cap, they don't win rings, right? It's happened once or twice in league history. So, I mean, it's unfortunate when you see these guys, they're like, I'm getting every dollar I can. It's like, yeah, I mean, I get it. It's a little short-sighted, but I get it.
Well, I mean, the salary cap is going to jump up tremendously. I don't know when the current contract runs out, either I think end of 2028, but YouTube wants to get in on those primetime games on the 1:00 games on Sunday and stuff. So there's going to be a bidding war for these NFL games, which is just going to be more money in these guys' contract. So I wouldn't be surprised that in the next few years, if the salary cap makes a huge jump, we're talking $150 million jump. You know what I mean? Where a $60 million contract for a quarterback looks like a bargain. You know what I mean?
Well, the problem is that quarterback contract continues to grow with the cap, right? So you're looking at it as, you know, all of a sudden, soon as that jump happens, you're going to be looking at a $70 million quarterback because they're going to want to continue.
Probably looking at 80, 85, but I'm saying
possible.
the guys that you've already signed that is 60, 55, like players like to it's a super deal. Oh, okay. You know, 55 ain't nothing. That's what the receivers are making.
Exactly.
All right. Now we're going to go into would you rather. So we're going to start off with this one. Would you rather have your favorite team's offense be unstoppable, but the defense is terrible, or the opposite? And I know some people are going to be like, well, look at the Eagles right now. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy for me as a defensive player. Give me a good defense, right? Because they can create offense.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 100% with Bo on this one. When you have a dominant defense, the other team doesn't move and they create turnovers, which puts the offense already in scoring position. And when they're really elite, they even score for you. So, yeah, I'll take the dominant defense over the dominant offense every time. But that's kind of like a tradition for Pittsburgh, too. So,
yeah, you're talking about two teams that like embody defense.
Yeah.
All right. Nikki?
I was going to lean more toward offense, but then again, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, we've had those examples, like the Kansas City Chiefs with Trent Green, Priest Holmes, Tony Gonzalez and those guys, they had a really good offense, but had a putrid defense that would lose a lot of close, high-scoring games. Or the 2012 Saints when their defense was depleted, similar story. And then I'm looking like, okay, even the teams that have good offenses have had some semblance of elite defense, like the Eagles last year, especially as the season went along. Both sides of the ball came on strong, but in this case, particularly the defense. We saw with Kansas City, Chris Jones still, while the offense were on the highlight reels, Chris Jones played a key role in molding that defense. You take a look at the Steelers of the 2000s, Super Bowl 40 and Super Bowl 43 runs, particularly the Super Bowl 43 run with James Harrison, Potamalu and company. That defense really stepped up and played a key role in them getting the first round bye and being able to host 2 home playoff games to get there. So the point is, yeah, I'm going to go with the defense on this one because they can really help you out in games. And in some cases, like to James' point, if the defense is great, they're just helping out the offense and making their jobs much easier. And you can really win a lot of games that way. So I'm going to go with the elite defense. Like you see the Legion of Boom, how that played a role in helping the offense out.
Certainly in that Super Bowl against the Broncos, where it was the best offense ever assembled, and they got crushed. Like that game was never close.
Yeah. Big C.
Yeah, the answer is defense. Look at Cincinnati last year; they had a dominant offense, but they win 8 games, 9 games. I mean, defense is always the answer to this question.
Yeah, kind of figured everyone would go that route. All right. All right, here's a good one. Would you rather win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott or go 17-0 with Justin Herbert but lose in the playoffs?
Win a Super Bowl every single time.
Even with Dak?
Hey, if it win a Super Bowl, we're the Super Bowl
I'm thinking about
champs.
going
That's
the other
all.
way.
And I'm sure Ravens
I'm
fans
thinking
are
about
still
going the
happy
other
about
way,
that
man.
Super Bowl 35, even with Trent Dilfer, they still get to say they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Bucs fans with Brad Johnson, hey, we won a Super Bowl. That's all they care about.
That is
Or
true.
us with Nick Foles.
But it's just like I'm an Eagles fan, Nikki, and I don't know if I can pick Dak. I don't know if I can, man. I don't know how you.
The fact that it's the fact that you're an Eagles fan and you've won a Super Bowl. People like me that have never even seen a Super Bowl, the question's not even a question.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's just like I guess it's because I just can't freaking stand the Cowboys like at all, no extent. So
Listen,
I'm like,
I take a Super Bowl with Hitler as our quarterback, bro. Like, sorry if any of you guys are Jewish, man. Like, but where's the deal for the devil? Because I'm signing up. You know what I mean? Like,
damn.
I mean, Cleveland
guess-
tried it with getting Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
that was basically the deal with the devil. But yeah, I'm kind of with Big C on this one, minus the whole Hitler part. But outside of that, I'll take a Super Bowl win with damn near anybody at quarterback, man. I don't care who it is.
I don't know. I really don't know. I can't. I can't.
I mean, we're watching it here in Seattle. There was no point in my life where I'm like, yeah, let's go get Darnold. But now he's on our team, and I'm like, man, I hope he does good. Like, so yeah, I mean, you want to try and win with whoever's on your roster, right?
Yeah, but again, it's just like I
Now
can't.
I hope you get him just for entertainment value.
No, we're sticking with Hurts, man. We're sticking with Hurts. That's your true leader right there. True leader right there. All right. Huh. Would you rather pay your quarterback $60 million per year or rebuild with the rookie contract?
Rebuild.
I'm going rebuild.
Rebuild.
Yeah, rebuild.
good.
If you hit the right guy, you could have a 4 or 5 year window where you can spread that money out on all the other talent in the roster.
I mean, it depends on who the quarterback is, right? I mean,
Yep. 100%.
if it's Josh Allen, I'm taking Josh Allen. You know what I mean? If it's,
Like, how many rings he have, though?
Lamar Jackson. Listen, I'm taking that quarterback under the the unproven. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah, I mean, at least with Josh Allen, you'll be in the conversation, right?
You're gonna
It's
have
just-
an opportunity. You could get stuck with Anthony Richardson, right?
Yeah, but at
Yep.
the same time,
Kenny Two Gross.
all I mean by that is all you have to do is get in the mix, right? So if you have a Josh Allen and you get into the postseason, then you can be Eli Manning and just randomly rattle off 4 wins and make yourself look great.
Mhm.
All right. Last one, and then we're gonna go into the predictions for the week. Would you rather be remembered as the GOAT or underrated but beloved by the fans? So
Man,
basically, would you like to be
Give
Tom
me that
Brady?
go, baby.
You're like, I don't give a damn. Just give me that spot. You're like, I don't give a fuck.
I need more context, I guess. Like, am I the GOAT, but I never got a ring, but I'm underrated and I got rings? Because I'm going to take rings every time.
Carson
Right.
Wentz is hurt.
Yeah,
Yep.
he just got hurt. I was just watching it.
Oh, gosh.
Wait,
To me,
JJ McCarthy's their quarterback now, right? Wait, who's their quarterback now?
I don't know. JJ
know
McCarthy's
who's-
hurt too.
Yeah.
McCarthy. Yeah. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
QB3 is Max Brosmer.
who?
Exactly. He's a
Vikings have
rookie.
to lose a lot of games.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's,
God.
he's a rookie. He's probably a late round pick.
It's Miles
was
Garrett's
even-
lunch.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So let's just get right. Wait, Nikki, did you pick one?
I'm going to go with GOAT because I'm assuming context-wise, if you're the GOAT and you're considered the GOAT, you got to at least have some rings to go with it.
That's
At
not
least
true.
2.
Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders, widely regarded as, if not the best, one of the top 2 running backs. And dude's got no rings. What, he has like one.
Yeah, but
playoff-
Barry Sanders is loved by the fans too, though. So
Yeah, I mean, he's a unicorn. I'll give you that.
I mean, if you're the GOAT, if you're the GOAT, you're gonna be loved too. So
Yeah. Yeah. At least
Well, and
whoever you
that's
played
why I
for.
said, like, does one have rings and one not? Because I'll lean towards which other one has rings.
Oh, it looks like the Browns are my score here.
Well, it'll be
Ah.
easier when the other team doesn't have a quarterback.
You're right. You're right. All right. Let's just get right into predictions here
All right.
and then we'll call the show right from there.
All right.
Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right. Who you guys got? The Raiders or the Colts? This is the first time I'm picking the Colts. I mean, first time I'm not picking the Raiders.
Yeah, Colts.
Don't jinx
I think
it.
everyone's going Colts here, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Colts.
Colts, yeah. Hopefully nothing happens to it. Giants or Saints?
Giants.
Yeah, Giants.
I'm taking a nap on that one, but I'll
Yeah.
take the Giants.
I'm
Yeah.
telling
Giants
everyone.
defense too good.
There's a lot of bad games in the early slate.
Trust. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right
there
about
is.
that.
There always is.
Me and Cool Cat
Cleveland's
breezed
about
through
to
this on
score.
pick'ems.
Scatterbo's fun to watch at least.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Neighbors being out is what's going to make that game closer than it should be.
Yeah. I said this before, I'll say it again. I don't think the Saints are going to win a game. I really
I
don't.
don't know. They looked pretty good against Buffalo last week, though. So I think they'll win one.
Yeah, they'll mess around and get 1 or 2.
I don't know. Got it. Yeah, as of right now, I don't have it. The Cowboys or the
Cowboys.
Jets?
Yeah, Cowboys over Jets for me.
My buddy would
Yeah.
kill me if I picked the Jets, and he's a Jets fan. He would kill me.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys here. The thing that's funny is the Jets could have won a couple of these games. They just get in their own way. So I have to feel like they're still going to do that.
All right. Oh, wait, Big C, you took the Cowboys too?
Yeah.
Nikki, you too?
Yeah.
Here we go. Denver at the Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, I got the
I-
Eagles. This is going to be a closer game than you think, though.
Yeah. I got the Eagles winning 24-20.
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles today too.
Bo
Yeah,
Nick's gonna tear their asses up. Nah,
There he is.
I guess you believe.
nah, I'm going with the Eagles. I don't like Bo Nix.
Dolphins at the Panthers.
I refuse
I
to
got the
pick this game.
Panthers.
You got the Panthers? I'm going Dolphins.
I'm going Dolphins.
I'm gonna go Panthers on this one too.
Picture
I'm
you
not
going
picking.
Panthers?
I'm not picking.
You're not picking.
I'm not being, okay.
Pick.
Texans at the Ravens.
With Lamar out, I'm going with the Texans.
Oh, I forgot Lamar's out.
How
Yeah.
dare you disrespect Cooper Rush? Cooper Rush is a good backup quarterback, bro.
He is.
He did good.
He actually
He did
won quite a
how-
few
he-
games.
Yeah, he did hella good things in Dallas.
Let the quarterback controversy begin. Cooper Rush
Yeah.
gets the win
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
gets Baltimore headed in the right direction.
I'm going to go with Baltimore actually figures out how to not fumble the ball today for the first time this year. So I'll take Baltimore home.
He needs the glue on his hands.
It's the replacements. It's the stickum. Looks like
I
I
was
jacked
think-
off an elephant.
I was thinking of the little giants, you know, the wide receiver there. I was thinking of the little giants. All right. Titans at the Cardinals. I got cards.
Cardinals.
Yeah,
Gonna keep it a buck. We ass. So yeah, the Cards.
yeah. Cardinals and yet another game I have no interest in watching.
All right. Big C, you're taking the Cardinals too?
Cardinals.
Yeah. Buccaneers at
Ooh,
Seattle.
good one.
I got Seattle at home. If this was in Tampa, I would go the other route, but I got Seattle at home.
I'm going Tampa.
I think that offensive line for Tampa is just too banged up. I think Seattle is going to kind of eat their lunch today, honestly. So I'm taking Seattle.
I'm taking Tampa.
Nikki?
I was gonna go Tampa, but I'm kind of leaning towards Seattle in the upset at home with a Tampa Bay battered offensive line. That's a good matchup for Seattle right there in the trenches.
The Bengals Lions at the Bengals.
Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, Lions plus the spread, whatever it is, it's not big enough.
Yeah, it could be 40 points. It wouldn't matter.
Yep, but still take it. Yep.
Oh, wait, Big C, you're taking the Lions too?
Lions. Yeah.
Commanders at the Chargers. Jaden Daniels is out, right? Or is
No,
he
I
playing?
think he's
He
back.
is gonna
No.
play.
He's
He is
playing.
gonna play.
I'm still taking the Chargers.
I'm going with Commanders.
I'll go Commanders if Jaden Daniels is back.
Big C?
You think it's gonna be a close game though?
Yeah.
It's going to be close. Yeah, it's going to be a close one.
I'm going. I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers. Terry McLaurin's still out, but I need this for my parlay. So I need to know if it's.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
close.
Chargers there too.
Patriots at the Bills.
Not even
Bills.
close.
Yeah, Bills for sure.
I'm going
You
Patriots.
know what's kind of funny about, like, what is it, a decade ago? It was the Patriots that were blowing out the Bills. Now we're getting the Bills blowing out the Patriots.
They're
I
getting
do
their
like
revenge.
I do like May's progression though. Like he looks like he's gonna be a guy when they get a team around him.
I'm taking the Patriots.
With the upset, I like it.
All right. Chiefs at the Jaguars.
Chiefs. I'm still
I'm going
gonna go.
Chiefs.
Yeah, I
got
think
I'm taking the Jags.
The Jags could win this game, but I have KC, but it would not shock me if the Jags steal this one.
looked like the offense kind of came back to life a little bit with Worthy back off the injured list last week. So I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right. Yep, and that was the last game. So wait, we got one Monday night game. Okay.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
Next week we'll have 2?
No, because now we're into the bye weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Alright,
there's
thank
only
God.
like this week I think there's 14 games. So
Yeah.
we'll be in that stretch for the next 8 weeks of 13 or 14 games a week.
It's just I hated the second Monday night game being at like 10 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah.
I hated that. So I'm like, "Ugh, I'm not watching this game."
See,
Yeah,
the thing is though, so I get for the East Coast that second game started late, but then when
Yeah.
you think of last week's doubleheader, they started an hour different. So then Monday night became regional, which is what's the point of prime time if it's now regional again anyway. Like I'd rather them be in succession like they were 2 weeks prior than have them overlapping where you only get to watch one of them.
Yeah. Oh, 3 teams are on a bye week: Bears, Steelers, and Packers. Okay. Stephon Diggs' revenge game against the Bills. Kind of interesting. Can't wait
I mean,
to
you're
see
going to be
that.
able to score points. Like the Bills defense isn't amazing. Like you can move the ball on them.
Not
Yeah.
bad actually. I
Yeah,
think they're
exactly.
ranked 30th.
Yeah, no, like they're not good.
That is crazy. That's crazy. One sec. All right, there we go. All right, guys. So there's the NFL Sunday morning show right here on the Hardcore Sports Network. Appreciate everyone tuning in, everyone in the chat, everyone here on the panel. Big C, you got anything going on?
Just same old. Talking Dolphins Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern time on the Fin Posse podcast.
All right, Nikki.
Hey, as per usual, 3-point blitz every Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mostly recapping the NFL around this time of year. And then, of course, throughout the week, some YouTube shorts, maybe some live streams on my channel as well.
All right.
And the pick'ems
James?
exclusively on the Hardcore Sports Network, 8 p.m. on Tuesdays.
There you go. All right, James.
2 shows this upcoming week. We took yesterday off since there was no game today to talk about. So we'll be doing our kind of like a AFC North recap show tomorrow. And then next Saturday will be the actually, no, we got the Bengals on Thursday night. So there will be a Wednesday show. This is going to be a busy week.
Oh wow.
It's gonna be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I think we're doing shows this week. So
All right, Bo.
Yeah, our daily show, Coast to Coast Sports, here on YouTube at Football-Talk or on Roku TV, and of course the Wednesday wrap up on ICU Radio 97.3.
Yep. And guys, you'll catch me on the Eagles play-by-play today. You'll see me watching a lot of basketball games. I'm streaming them again. So, with that being said, guys, like, share, subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your football Sunday.